Welcome, folks, to a new series. Well, I guess you could call it a new series. It's really more of a continuation of our Starfleet Simplified breakdown of things. In this series, which I am going to be calling Trek Simplified, we will be covering other nations of the galactic world, or galactic realms, shall we say, ships, covering, we're going to start off with the Klingons, and then we'll probably move on to the Romulans, and then maybe just continue on from there, see what we can find, and just go bit by bit. I'm guessing that my plan right now is for each season of this to be a different, how shall we put it, each season will be a different nationality, empire. This first season will be that of the main vessels of the Klingon Empire, starting in the 22nd century, going up with various different aspects and ship models, all the way through Picard era, or the latest we can see. Probably won't focus too much on the Discovery era stuff. We'll just focus on like TOS, motion picture, TNG, Dominion War, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the first episode of Trek Simplified with the Bird of Prey class of ship from the 22nd century. So here we go. As for the history of the Bird of Prey, it is one of the earliest class of starships encountered by the Starfleet of Earth during the early 2150s. The first encounter occurred on the outer perimeter of the Sol system in early 2153, where however, Starfleet had known of the existence of these ships as early as late as 2151. This Bird of Prey design was revamped over the next 2 centuries and was used to represent several different variations of this class that were collectively known all under the same name. As for the 22nd century version, it is comparable in its design to its sister classes, the Raptor class scout vessel and the D5 class battle cruiser. The exterior design of the Bird of Prey utilized the same basic avian design, including vaguely feather-like hull plating on its wings. The bulk of the ship overall, the bulk of the ship's overall mass was incorporated in the aft section of the ship. That being said, the bridge module was located on a bulbous forward section, which was separated from the aft section by a relatively thin neck, as it were, in air quotes, that attached to and flared into the aft portion of the ship, which swept down below the main body, forming the wings. Located on the caudal section of the ship were the ship's shuttle bay, impulse engines, and 2 warp nacelles. The port and starboard nacelles were directly connected to the extreme upper aft section of the ship, perpendicular to the impulse engines. As for its tactical systems, the offensive arsenal of the Bird of Prey was rather impressive for the time, as the ship possessed at least 8 forward disruptor banks, including a twin pair of neck-mounted disruptor cannons, a pair of wingtip-mounted disruptor cannons, and a 360-degree rotating turret containing twin belly-mounted disruptor cannons. The class was also equipped with dual photon torpedo launchers positioned fore and aft, and defensive shields, being referenced as early as the Enterprise episode The Expanse. This class, however, had minimal aft weaponry. Prior to the refitting of Enterprise, one Bird of Prey was more than a match for the NX class. That being said, however, it was unable to repel 3 older Earth vessels at one time. After the Enterprise, the NX Enterprise, was upgraded, it was nearly an even match with the bird of prey. This class of bird of prey could outgun an Orion Interceptor 2-to-1. As for additional systems, this class of vessel was equipped with a tractor beam. It had one emitter it was equipped with tractor beam technology. It had one emitter located on the underside of each wing that, when used in conjunction, could be used to manipulate a ship to its belly docking port. However, unlike the Raptor class, this class of bird of prey was equipped with escape pods. The bird of prey's escape pod hatch was also located on the belly of the ship. One major flaw of the bird of prey's design was found at the nape of the ship's neck and primary hull. That being that a direct hit on the main plasma junction located above the sensor array could disable the entire power grid if properly hit. As for the shuttle bay was located on the extreme aft of the ship, located directly below the impulse engines. It was large enough to incapacitate to store a denebulin medical ship, though there apparently was no accounting for workplace safety in Klingon design. As for the interior design of the ship, like the Raptor class scouts of this era, live food was kept aboard these birds of prey in the tard pits, presumably adjacent to the galley. As for the bridge, it was located in the head of the forward section of the vessel. The bridge was plated with dispersive armor, which was one of the most protected, and it was one of the most protected sections of the ship. The configuration of the bird of prey's main bridge shared with many features found in contemporary designs. In the front of the bridge, against the forward bulkhead, was the ship's view screen, obviously. Directly behind the view screen, near the center of the bridge, was the captain's chair. Directly behind the captain's chair was the entryway to the bridge. The 2 manned consoles located on either side of the doorway. Along the perimeter of the bridge were several stations, each designated for a specific task. As for the crew quarters, the obvious comfort of these quarters contradicts later bird of prey designs, as Captain Cavada had stated to Jean-Luc Picard and Data nearly 2 centuries later that Klingon warriors did not soften their bodies with padding. As for my personal feelings after reading this on the 22nd century version of the bird of prey, guys, it's lean, it's mean, it gets the job done. It kicked the Federation's ass in the early days, and it's just a cool ship. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to doing this series on the Klingons, because I love the Federation, but honestly, from a lore standpoint and from a thematic standpoint, the Klingons are probably my favorite nation, I guess you want to call it that, in the Star Trek canon. I think they're cool. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and all those out there watching this, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the outro to find out how you can best support my work financially. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, and comment down below with what your favorite version of the bird of prey is. Are you a fan of the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, or beyond? Those being the centuries. Are you a fan of those? Let me know down below. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will bid you good night. Good luck. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Secondly, if stream bucks are plentiful, please consider supporting the channel either by subscribing on Twitch, pledging on Patreon, or by grabbing some merch over at the Shock Shop. The links to all of these will be in the About section and in the description down below. Again, thank you to all of our supporters for all of the likes, shares, and views. I really appreciate it, and without all of you, our work here would not be possible. I'm Michael Shockman, folks. I've been your host and commentator, and remember, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it healthy, and we will see you guys all again soon in the next one. Peace off, everybody.